I don't remember the exact time, like on the day of whatever.
On my 10th birthday.
On the 5th day.
I was allowed to look beneath my pantaloons.
Hey, you're listening to Babes and Bad Decisions podcast. We're babes, we make bad decisions, and we're here to tell you about them. My name's Elena.
I'm Charlotte.
And I'm Emily.
Yeah, and welcome to this episode.
Howdy doody.
Howdy doody.
Yeah, this is the first episode that we are actually filming video for as well.
Yes, so if you're any of our wonderful listeners listening on our streaming platforms, head on over to our YouTube channel. You can find us by searching Babes and Bad Decisions podcast. You can see all of our wonderful, funny antics and how beautiful we are in real life.
Charlotte's facial expressions make her so much funnier.
They make her so much, like, genuinely.
It is everything. But yeah, if you're watching the video, you get to see Emily's mic.
My mic. I brought my mic arm and my mic, but I forgot I keep touching my mic, so this is probably really annoying. I forgot the part that goes around the mic that connects it to my stand.
She has the shaft.
Yeah.
She's missing the head.
Shaft. No, this is the head. Right?
I don't know.
I have a circumcised mic at the moment, and I have to disgusting. I had to tape my mic into a holder that's way too small for it. But the show must go on.
We're making it work. She's a pro. She's a pro.
Absolutely.
Anyway.
What are we talking about today?
Today we're talking about nothing that has to do with any of that. We're talking about exes. So
Yay.
boyfriends, girlfriends, partners, significant others, anyone that you consider an ex. We're talking about them today. So Charlotte's ready for this episode.
No, she's not.
She's
not ready.
I don't think I'll ever be ready.
So exes are exes for a reason, right?
Yes.
So is there like a common trait between y'all's? Not like both of your exes, but between like all of your exes and all of your exes and all of my exes.
I'm not gonna lie, they're very alike,
Kinda
but
is.
that's fine.
Yeah.
Like not necessarily bad boys, but like things that people I probably shouldn't be with.
We mustn't.
We mustn't.
But we must.
But we will.
We will.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably the common trait.
Mine would be that like I usually start off like best friends with them, and then always do that. No, he's like my brother, and then like
It's never
and
never a
then
brother.
they're fucking.
Weird.
Incest.
Okay. But not. But they're never actually her brother.
No, they're not.
Don't worry.
No.
Yeah, I guess mine are like, I don't know, honestly. They all have dark hair. Well, that's not true. One of them is a redhead. That's true.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I don't know. Like I usually go for people that I feel like I have to fix. So now I'm trying not to do that. But like I feel like that's my common trait with all my exes. Is I like got into that relationship and was like, I'm gonna fix them.
Yeah.
And then
I see potential.
But then some of them it like never came to fruition.
Yeah.
And I was like, why'd I do this? I'm so tired.
Why'd I play myself?
You got played.
Yeah.
Okay, so can you guys do you think you can stay friends with an ex? And like, do you think you should stay friends with an ex?
I mean, I think you can. I think it's definitely possible. I think it depends a lot on the situation and the people. Like, I think it's very situation based, but I think it's going to be complicated no matter what you do.
Yeah, because it took me like a while to get where I am, and like my ex is one of my friends, and I think that was like really important to me, especially with him. I wanted to keep him in my life.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and be like, it was so easy to get to that point. No. There was definitely a roller coaster. I had ups and downs like every
Drama.
freaking time we talked. So love that.
Yeah. I guess it's hard when there's emotions. Like you've said this before. Like once emotions get involved, it's going to be difficult no matter what. And like I feel like the main thing is if there's a difference in emotions, like one person's more emotionally invested than the other, or like wants the friendship more, or like still has more feelings, it gets a lot harder when there's that imbalance, because then like if you're not on the same page, you can't really move forward at the same pace. And that's something I've found difficult with some of my exes, like continuing to be friends with them. If it was like one or both or whatever, like there's still feelings involved. It's like trying to navigate that so you can stay in each other's lives can be really difficult. But some it was like, oh yeah, like the feelings went away for both of us so quickly, and like now we're good friends.
Right. For sure. Yeah, I mean, if it's gonna like if the relationship is going to cause like more drama and hardships, then probably not worth it, or at least like take a step back and reevaluate. But I think the dream scenario is that like both people just mutually were like, hey, we're not really working out as a romantic couple, like let's just be friends.
Yeah,
you know, like if that
that's
fire,
the dream.
like right, if that like really just like died out, but you guys are on like really good terms somehow, and like nothing bad happens, then
in a magical world,
literally never heard of it, but
yeah.
but it can happen. So I mean, if that's the way it happened, then
yeah,
you know, go for it.
Are there like specific things that you're like, okay, I cannot be friends with this ex? Like, are there things that you've noticed in like past relationships, or things like in your mind where you're like, well, if this person ever did this to me while we were dating, like I could just never be friends with them?
Yeah.
Or if they had this trait.
Yeah.
Like,
I could never be friends with my first ex.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, he was very like emotionally like manipulative and abusive. And
Yeah. So like that was just someone that like, thank God, is out of my life today.
Yeah.
So that's like someone I look back and I'm like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I mean, I think like cheating's a big one, but I like there are variants, and obviously it's totally up to you. But for me personally, like my last ex cheated on me, and it just like no matter, I don't wish him any like ill will.
I do.
Like that's fine. But at the same time, like I don't want him in my life, because there's always just like that in the back of my mind,
like
and
that bad taste in
right.
your mouth.
And like there were other like bad things about the relationship, but I feel like because that's how it ended, it just like it makes it way too complicated and messy.
Yeah. For me, it's mainly about like who the person is and like how they treated me during our relationship.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I have this one really manipulative ex, and like I think I've talked about this on the podcast before about like I was 14 and he was 18, and like we were involved for like 2.5 years, like 3.
Yeah.
And he was just like super emotionally and like mentally manipulative, and like I cut things off because I was like, I don't want a person like you in my life.
Right.
And he actually contacted me like not last summer but the summer before, and was like, he friended me on Facebook. I was like,
the audacity.
I was like, and I deleted him off everything, and like I just like had deleted his number, all that stuff, and I was like, what are you doing? I literally messaged him. I was like, why did you add me?
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I'm just like, I'm back in town, I'm back in Orlando, like I just wanted to like catch up, like reconnect, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I like basically went off on him. Not went off, but I was like, here's all the things you did to me. Here's how you made me feel. Here's all the ways you manipulated me. Like I was a child. You were not.
Yeah.
And here's
Like,
why you should unfriend
And
me
here's why
again
you
on
should
Facebook.
not.
Here's
Yeah.
why I'm confused.
I was like, here's why you should not add me as a friend. And he was like, I'm like, so sorry. I never realized, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm fine now.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, I'm not going to be like rude to you or anything.
Right.
If I see you around, but I was like, I don't want to be your friend on
Don't
Facebook.
be an idiot.
I was like,
You know how
yeah.
last time we were like, don't be a dick.
yeah, don't be a dick. Don't be an idiot. Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
So is it always a good idea to stay in communication with your ex? Do you guys think?
Not always.
Not always.
Definitely not always. Charlotte?
I stayed in communication with my ex for a very long time, but I also learned a lot from it. Mm-hmm. So I feel like there's pros and cons to it.
Mm-hmm. But that was also like kind of your first rodeo with that.
And that was 100%
Definitely.
my
So,
first. Because the
like-
first one I was like, get out of my life.
Yeah.
And
So
then the
like,
second one I was
This
like,
one was a bit more complicated.
right. Take your
Okay.
time, learn your lessons. But like, if you ever do that shit again,
well, yeah, because the
you're like,
Yeah,
Charlotte, what the fuck?
just like, well, because I think what like fucked us basically was that we were best friends for 4 years before we started actually dating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it was so hard for me to lose my best friend.
Yeah, for
as
sure.
well as go through a breakup.
Yeah.
So I think that's 100% something that I guess motivated us to keep in touch with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We probably shouldn't have done the sexual things that we did after we broke up, but like we'll get to that.
That's a whole nother thing.
That's
yeah.
fine. We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But I think like depending on the situation, depending on your personal relationship with them, sometimes like you can and you cannot. And like you'll figure it out, honestly.
Yeah.
You'll know what's
Yeah.
hurting you and what's not hurting you. And you'll look back and be like, I may or may not regret that, but I learned from it. So like that's 100% like I lived that. I can look back and be
Yeah.
like, yeah, I fucked up there. Yeah.
Yeah. I think like a big point is to kind of, because when a relationship ends and you continue talking, being in communication, trying to be friends, whatever it may be, it's really hard to kind of get out of the like the bad habits that you guys used to have in the relationship, which may or may not have caused the breakup, but regardless. And so I feel like it's really hard to like move on and grow within that relationship or without that relationship when you have that person around and you're kind of just like getting stuck in a rut of like being comfortable or just kind of going back to, like I said, your old habits that may not be
as healthy.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it just depends on what you want out of it. And if you're like still communicating with an ex to try and get some sort of closure, like I forget who said this recently, but like somebody was like, yeah, closure isn't real. And it's kind of true.
Yeah.
Closure, like it comes from time and it comes from like self-reflection, because I feel like no matter what someone like says to you or like the answers you get from someone, like it never really is enough. Like there's always that like missing thing.
Yeah.
And the missing thing, like in my mind, is just time. So communication with an ex is just, it depends on like, yeah, exactly what you want out of it. If it's to become friends and to like stay in touch and like, you know, work to a place where you can be friends, and like, then I think that's great. But if it's communication to like keep someone around because it's comfortable or whatever, like that can be really detrimental to you moving forward and to them moving forward too. Yeah. And if it's purely like out of malice and like you're just shitting on them or like texting them like,
maybe don't.
I slept with your friend and I hate you. It's like, that's too much. Like you need to not do that.
Yeah.
Better not.
But yeah, I think it's definitely possible. It just like you really need to reflect on like what you want out of it and like why you're communicating with them.
Yeah.
And that kind of goes along with like how often do you think communication should happen? And I guess like we said, it's like pretty situational.
Yeah. I mean, all of this is going to be very situational, but like,
think,
so how often is that the question?
Yeah.
I think right off the bat, probably either not at all or like as little as possible.
Yeah.
And that's like the hardest thing to do, because that's when you want to the most, because you're used to having that person in your life. You're used to knowing what they're doing, having that attention from them, etc.
That's really hard.
Yeah. So like cutting cold turkey is difficult, but I feel like however the relationship ended, it's good to take some time away from that person as much as you possibly can to try and like get your feet under yourself and like be like, okay, you have to kind of like be like, okay, who am I outside of this relationship? And it's really hard to do that with that person still in your life, even if you're not in a relationship anymore. Yeah. So like, even if you plan to still like be in each other's lives, I think personally it's smart, and I have not always done this, but I think it's smart to like just take some time. Once you don't want to talk to them, then it's okay to talk to them.
Which is like so weird. Sucks. It's such an oxymoron. Like, because you want to talk to them so much, and like you shouldn't talk to them because that's when you like need them. Yeah. Because you like want to not need them. Like it's so weird. Yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, because I went from texting my ex every day to once a week to now like once in a blue moon. Yeah. Like just like a quick like life update. Are you still alive? How are you doing? All that good stuff.
Are you surviving the corona?
But but like one thing that actually helped me a ton, because like I'm never gonna sit here and be like, it was so easy. No, it sucks. It sucked. Yeah. So I actually every time, because like I would say when you go from texting every day to fucking like cold turkey, that's gonna be the hardest shit to do. Yeah. It's like, so every time you want
going
to text
off a drug.
Or that.
No, I mean like, kind of is, you know, though. Like it's like
you're having withdrawals.
Yes.
But like every time you want to text them, text like one of your best friends. Yeah. And just literally be like, hi.
You could maybe you should take your own advice.
I did, bitch.
You did?
Yeah. She got there eventually.
No, maybe not you, but I definitely texted.
That's fine.
I don't know if I should say her name, but I'll just say her. Tess.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we can talk about it.
No, yeah. Tess, I feel like Tess is gonna be on this a lot. Okay, but yeah, I texted Tess a lot because we were going to breakups around the same time. So yeah. But that's what helped me. So kids, if you're feeling lonely, you don't have best friends for no reason.
Oh my god. Okay. If you aren't watching the video, you gotta watch the video.
You have to.
You have to.
Just sometimes I just hate myself, but it's okay. Keep going. Keep going.
I laugh through the pain. It's fine.
Okay, well,
I think we've kind of already talked about this, but like how long to wait to reinitiate conversation? Like, do you think there's like a 3 months, or like is it more just kind of when you don't need to, or like when you don't feel like you need to talk to them anymore?
I think that's kind of just like a you thing.
I feel like you'll know.
Yeah, you'll know.
Yeah.
Like,
or if you don't, your friends will.
right. Ask to be like, guys, should I talk to
should
you?
I text
No,
so-and-so?
because when I reached out to my ex, it was the first time my friends were actually like, I think they were listening to the way I was approaching it and presenting what I was going to say, and they
the
were
way you talked
finally
about it
like,
changed.
they were like, yeah, like why not?
Yeah.
You'll know.
I wish there was like an equation where it's like, well, we dated for this long, and then this is like on a scale from 1 to 10, this is how well the breakup went. So, you know,
So
this
you multiply
times
and
this,
divide
then
by-
you're
Someone
like,
needs to make a scale.
Carry the one.
if
A
anyone's
scale, like on like,
if anyone's
if
gonna
your
do that,
breakup
it's,
was this bad and you lasted this long, this is when you connect.
yes, X meets Y.
Axis?
Yeah, where the like lines meet. Okay. On a lighter note, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you guys unfollow your exes on like social media?
Yes.
Yes.
He doesn't have social media.
But did
He
you have
has a
like a
LinkedIn.
funny story about what he does have? Because you
It's
told
so
you told me this the other
embarrassing.
day.
And he called me the fuck out, and he had all the right to.
You gotta
That's
tell
why-
it. You gotta
Well,
tell it.
tell them what
basically, another tip. I feel like I'm just giving the tips because I've just recently lived them all. But if they don't have social media, basically what I did was to keep up with his life without actually having to communicate with him was look at his LinkedIn.
Still cannot believe.
Little did I know, oh, little old me didn't know that you can see who views your profile, but also he is premium. So I think with premium, you can see how many times.
So he saw every time.
He saw like her stalking him via LinkedIn essentially.
you
And it was
Imagine-
funny
oh my
because
God.
when I reached out to him, it was around his birthday. And he said something like, oh, like, when you know that from my LinkedIn, or like, why didn't you just send me a LinkedIn message? And I was like,
Fucking
You were like,
wrecked.
damn.
correct.
Fuck me, man. Because
Got
I
him.
did it to my own self.
You played yourself.
You did.
I did, and I played
Wow.
myself hard. So, pro tip, don't look at the
Pro tip.
LinkedIn.
Don't go to LinkedIn.
Don't.
Yeah.
But you do. Delete
Yes. Well,
or unfollow.
both, I guess. It depends on the breakup, but like my most serious relationship and like I would say like my like actual ex, right after we broke up, like we were fine. I didn't unfollow, didn't block, didn't do anything, and it just became like very unhealthy. Like I would be way too concerned with what he was posting, what he was doing. Like I would visit his profile like way more often than I needed to be. And then like shortly after we broke up, he posted this thing. He was like casually dating this girl, and I knew he was, but like to see him post something with her was just like a punch in the gut. And it just like it causes this whole spiral that's just not worth it. So it was at that point where I was like, I can't do this. So I blocked, I unfollowed. And it was the best thing I ever did, honestly, because it sped up the moving on process so much more because it was like out of sight, out of mind. If it's becoming something that's unhealthy for you, then like definitely go ahead and do it.
Yeah. I feel like breakups and stuff, it's all about kind of being selfish because you have to be. Like you have to worry about your own mental health.
Yeah.
And so I'll talk about my main ex a lot, which we were together almost 5 years. And in the last like 6 months of our relationship, we were like taking a break and like getting back together again and like all this kind of stuff. And at one point we like weren't talking, we were like taking some time off, and this girl was commenting on all of his Instagram pictures. Just like he was holding a coffee mug and she was like, I wish I could be that mug. And I was like, gross.
The worst
What?
comment I've ever heard.
I like upchucked in my mouth. I was like, this is the worst. And it just made me feel like so shitty because I knew, like, knowing him, like I knew he wasn't responding to it at all.
Yeah.
But I was like pissed.
Makes you paranoid.
It
and,
does.
like,
It
yeah.
made me so, and I got so jealous, and it was just like so unhealthy. So I didn't unfollow him because I didn't want it to come off as like hurtful or anything, because I wasn't trying to like remove him from my life. So you can hide someone.
You can
So
hide
you
their story.
hide their story and their posts. And so I was still following him, but none of his stories or posts were coming up on my feed.
Yeah.
And I like was telling myself like, do not check his Instagram, and like I was like putting it away, like I wasn't going on Instagram as much, and it just helped a ton, like not even to see it.
Yeah.
Because it like kind of out of sight, out of mind, and
Yeah.
I wasn't like thinking about checking it as much.
Right.
I didn't want to like come off as like hurtful, as like trying to remove him from my life, but
Yeah.
that was just so hard.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Well, going off that, I did the same thing with my ex's friends.
Yeah.
I didn't want to unfollow them because like I felt like, I don't know, because at one point, like when I get over it, I want to be able to like, I guess, re-enter like normal Instagram levels. So that was the weirdest way of putting it, but I'm just gonna keep on. I'm gonna keep on going. Great. But no, I hid all of their stories. I hid all their posts because I just like was not ready to see. Well, it actually like I saw one of them when I was like finally getting over it. And it just brought me right back where I started. And I just like went through like a whole list and was just like, nope. You just got to do it.
Yeah.
It might suck, but like, I also just do it when you do your exes because it'll just save you so much time.
You got to clear it. And like, if their friends aren't your friends, but you were only friends with them because you were dating that person, like delete, just like be done.
Not even worth it.
But if you have a lot of shared friends, then I highly recommend the like hiding the story and stuff, especially if you know they're going to be hanging out with them, because if it's too much, like those people are still your friends, but you don't want to see that, like and it's just better for your mental health if you don't.
And you can also like, if you're worried about like that ex taking it in a poor way or something, like definitely feel free to reach out and like just tell them, say like, hey, like just letting you know so that you hear it from me, like I'm gonna be unfollowing or blocking or whatever you're planning on doing for the time being. Like I just need to do it for my mental health. It's like no hard feelings.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that would be that would be received well, or it should be.
And if it's not, then that's all the more
fuck
reason
them.
to stay away.
No,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah, and like I feel like that's something that you should be able to do. Like Emily said, you have to be selfish at that point.
There was just one day where we were just like, we both were like, I think we should unadd each other on Snapchat just for like the mental health of each other. Yeah. And like,
it helped.
It helped.
Yeah. And on a like much lighter note, have you guys done anything to like on purpose to make your exes jealous? Charlotte?
She makes these faces.
It's like so obvious.
Guilty.
Okay,
I've guilty.
Never posted anything or like sent something, but I've definitely said something on the phone in a way that I knew would, like, I call it mind fucking. So like I know it's gonna fuck with him, or like I know it's gonna like hit him hard, and no, it's not the right thing to do, but also like I'm not gonna say I felt guilty after, but in the moment, it was like, I only usually do it also if he'll say something that really upsets me. And I'm like, well, I could say this if you're going to like do that.
You
like,
guys would play a lot of mind games like that with each other about like bringing up like who you were seeing or like your plans that you had or whatever. Yeah. Like mostly him, but then you would like jab him back.
It's so stupidly funny when I look back at it.
Yeah.
It's bad. It's bad.
I mean, I feel like we've all kind of done stuff like that. Like my main medium making people jealous is like social media, which we were just talking about blocking people on social media. But like if it's a good breakup, like my last ex, we ended, it was like long distance and like not really working, and we were like, this is so complicated, like so much more than it needs to be, like let's just be done. And then I saw him the next weekend, and so I was like posting, it was like Elena's birthday, and so we were like taking really cute pictures and doing all these things. I look so good. And he was like texting me, he's like, can you come over, like what are you doing after dinner, can you like come see me? And I was like, no. I mean, like, and he had friends in town, and I was like, oh well, you know, like if you want. I was like, but I know you have friends, so like go hang out with them. He's like, do you not want to see me? And
oh my god.
I was like, I mean, yeah, I'll come see you. And so I saw him after dinner, and he was like, I miss you so much. He was like, you look good. And I was like,
damn right.
I was like, first of all, we talked yesterday, dude. Yeah. It's not like you haven't seen me in years and you're like, oh, you look good, just as I remember. Like, and two, I was like, it just feels good sometimes, especially because we had ended on good terms, so it wasn't like any bad blood or anything.
It was like playful.
Yeah. But like with my main ex, I would have like never done that because it was so involved, like that whole taking time off and all that. It was just like, I wouldn't do that because that would just be hurtful. Yeah. But with the fun stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't really hold back. I don't do it a ton, but like any of the times that I have done stuff to like make an ex jealous or something, it's always just been like being with other people.
Yeah.
And it's never like being with the other person specifically to make the ex jealous. I just kind of like use it to my advantage to just be like, to like rub it in just a little bit.
Rub a little dirt in the wound.
At his house and you were like,
Yes.
I'm gonna go.
my last ex, I was like very newly involved with this guy I met on Tinder. I'm not dating, but
no begging.
we'll talk about that in another episode.
she said what?
She said what? So I was like
stay tuned for more.
very newly involved with him. So I was like over at my ex's apartment for some reason, and then I was like, I genuinely don't remember why I was over there, but I was over there and I was like, yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna leave and like go over to this guy's house now. And he got so mad. He was like, really, you're gonna like come over here and like see me and then you're gonna leave and go like be with him? And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I
You
am.
fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you cheated on me, so like now I'm single and I can do what I want.
I'm gonna go have sex.
It
now.
hurts.
Yeah, I'm
doesn't
gonna go
it?
have sex now. So
Yeah, let that sit. You should have been like,
Yeah.
let's take a moment.
Let's sit in this.
How does it feel?
Let's sit in this.
literally,
See how this feels.
right. I don't think that you should only get with someone for the sole purpose of making someone else jealous, because then that's kind of shitty to that person.
Yeah.
But like if you have someone that you're interested in, or that like just happens to be there, that you're like, all right, let's do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So have you guys like continued sleeping with an ex after you broke up with them, or like after you guys broke up? And was it continuous, or was it like just a couple times, like sporadic? Charlotte, your lips are
Every
pretty,
question, Charlotte.
her lips are pretty pursed. I wanted to
first every question.
give her the opportunity.
Just don't look so guilty.
Yeah, you look like a puppy after they've like dragged toilet paper through the house.
Yeah.
And then you come home and you're like, who did this? And the dog's like,
Who's to say?
Not I.
not me.
Not I. I would never.
No.
No. Yeah, I fucked an ex.
Yeah.
For how long? Again?
For a whopping year.
Heyo. Ding ding ding.
What was that?
Yikes.
Yikes.
Do I regret it? No. Did it happen? Yeah. I learned a lot from it.
Wait, what's your phrase?
What?
You live.
Oh, you live and you learn from your motherfucking mistakes.
And
Again, have to be watching the video.
You gotta watch her.
Yeah. That was a question, right?
Uh-huh. And
Yeah.
was it like continuous? Well, because you guys were in different states.
We were in different states. So, basically every time I went home, yeah, we fucked. So like holidays.
Yeah, we fucked. I did have
Um,
sexual relations with that man.
Yeah, I had an internship last summer in New York, so I was definitely at his apartment in the city a lot more than I expected myself to be.
Good job. I'm proud of you for admitting that.
I wasn't going to lie.
That's to the people. You can't lie to the people.
I feel like it's past my bedtime. Why am I so loopy?
I know.
Okay.
Okay.
Because you had coffee at like 7 p.m. Coffee and pizza. This is our dinner.
Oh boy. Oh, is it my turn?
It is
Anyway,
your turn.
everyone's looking.
Do you
want
want to talk about it?
Yes, I have. It was far less continuous than Charlotte or Emily. Spoiler alert.
I
Emily
haven't been
also
dragged
has.
yet, okay?
We'll get there.
It's not time.
She's still going.
Stop. It's Elena's turn.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was like very recent after the breakup, and then like one or two, I don't remember, like one or two times, and then like a month or two later, but it was like mostly right after the breakup. So yes, I don't really regret it.
Anyway, Emily, how's yours still going?
Still going with two of my exes, so... But the thing is...
She's got us beat.
Sorry, I just choked on that. Regret.
Got him.
The thing is, like, you guys suck. Okay. But yeah, so I have... And it's... All right, so my most recent ex, we dated for like 6 months and then broke up, and it was like very chill, very amicable, like, and we just like he was like dating someone else for a while, so we weren't really talking, and then we like reconnected, and like we're always kind of flirty with each other, and then anytime we're in the same city we hook up.
Yeah.
That's about it. We're pretty much friends with benefits at this point, like, but like friend, like of opportunity, like Friends of opportunity.
Opportunity.
Friends of opportunity.
It's like it's SpongeBob with the fucking
SpongeBob with a rainbow and opportunity.
I keep hitting my mic. I'm sorry.
Same, I do too.
Yeah, so that's very chill, like no big deal. Main ex, I still sleep with. And so I don't regret, stop it. I don't regret sleeping with like my most recent ex because it's like no feelings involved. My current, like my main ex,
Yeah.
I don't regret it. Like there's definitely times where like we've slept together where it's been like out of comfort, and then other times it's like kind of changed the progression of our like relationship after breaking up, and like has kind of made us realize about like how we really feel about each other and like kind of what we want out of the situation. Just talking to him, like it probably should end. I don't live in the same city as either of my main exes, like my most recent or my main ex.
Yeah.
So it's not like it happens all the time.
Right.
But like, so
It's like one of those things that you probably shouldn't do, but if it happens, it happens.
yeah. And luckily it hasn't like ruined any chance of us being friends.
Right.
Like I think that's when it gets
That's
messy.
insane, though.
Is if
How long y'all have been going?
But
and, like,
we've been like we've been friends / dating / whatever for 6 years now. Like he's been a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
So I would hope, but it's not gonna ruin things, but who knows?
Fingers
But
crossed.
yes, yeah, fingers crossed, guys. Yeah. Should people sleep with their ex? Like in general, do you think it's a good rule of thumb? Because like,
if it happens, it
Yeah,
happens.
I was like,
Yeah.
probably not.
yeah,
Like, don't plan on it. You know what I mean?
We broke up. Now the next step is to fuck as exes.
no, but like that was my whole goal all along.
Right.
Was to fucking ex. I'm gonna date you so we can
Check
break up. Like
Now we get into our first fight as exes.
Like, I would say don't go into being exes. I don't know. Don't like leave the relationship being like, oh yeah, we're probably gonna sleep together. You know what I mean?
yeah, because then that's not healthy.
Right. But I mean,
You'll
I
then-
feel like it's pretty common, at least like just like a little slip up.
Yeah, like some breakup sex. Is
Yeah,
like
You live
fine.
and you learn.
As long as it's
from
not
these mistakes.
keeping you from actually like leaving the relationship or
Yeah.
like further complicating things.
Or maybe you guys just break up because you're just not meant for a relationship, and honestly, friends with benefits is now your thing.
There you
yeah,
go.
which
Like
is what
so.
happened with me,
Yeah.
and I think that's so much better.
Yeah. Situational. Once
Agreed. Yes. And then, would you guys ever get back together with any of your exes?
No.
No. Firm no.
Confidently.
Charlotte?
Her answer should be no.
It should be no.
It should be no.
It is no.
But I'm at a point where I'm just gonna see where life takes me.
Gross.
I mean, like, we're both gonna be in New York. I'm not saying like that means like, oh,
I'm
I'm
come
definitely gonna go back to my ex now.
I'm gonna come up there and live
But,
with
like-
Do you know how many other millions of people are
Oh
in New
no,
York?
How many hotter people
yes,
live in New York?
this is true.
So much hotter.
She's not wrong.
They're on her
no,
level.
That's
where
why
he
I'm
is
kind of.
not. Facts. Straight facts.
I'm just not gonna put an answer on it.
That's a cop out.
Okay.
And
It
I don't
is
like
a cop out, but like I also,
don't like it. And I don't like it.
I don't know, man. I'm just
No, man, that's fair.
taking the path of life.
Okay.
Oh God, I hated that.
I would not get back together with any of my exes right now.
Mm-hmm.
In the future, I could only see myself potentially getting back together with the main ex.
You guys are funny.
Wait, no. Pause, break. She gets a, you guys are funny, and I get a,
Hey,
it should be a no.
I mean,
Because there's
okay.
a difference.
I
these
think
men.
both answers should be no, but that's whatever. You guys are gonna do what you want.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a lot of it was like timing. Like we were together from when I was so young, and I was like, I can't imagine committing myself from someone when I was 16 to when I die. But like I could see like getting back together with him and like being really happy and like growing old with him and all that gross stuff. But
Okay.
but life, like fuck,
We'll see
Charlotte,
where life
let's
takes
see
us.
where life takes us. Damn it.
That's
But-
why I said you guys are funny, because
No,
you guys
yeah.
have like the
The
exact
same
same answer
thing.
for it, but you guys are like,
I
You
think
should put it
actually,
like this. They're two different
I
men.
think my answer right
But
now
still.
is that no matter where life takes us, like, he will be a person in my life that no matter what shit we go through and where we end up, like, I will always, like, not regret saying I love him. Like, he's gonna,
well, yeah.
like, but I think that's exactly
I
how,
don't regret
aggressive
saying
eye roll.
would you say that about your ex?
That I regret saying that?
that you
No,
love him.
that you would always say that.
Oh,
about
that
him.
I would always say that?
Yes.
Oh, no, probably not.
Yeah, this is where I relate to you because, like, I agree with you that it's a person that I would never want to not have in my life.
Yeah.
But if life takes us a certain direction, I'm not going to fight it.
I will.
You're going to
Fight you.
She's going to fight
Oh, I'm
yours.
gonna fight you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
No,
I was
what?
like-
You were like, wait a second.
One
got
second.
So confusing. Anyway. Okay.
I hope
and
you
I
kept
think,
up.
in general, do you think people should get back with their exes?
No.
No. Yeah, I know. Elena's a firm no.
Yeah.
I think she says it a lot, like exes are exes for a reason.
Yeah. And like, yeah.
She's
like,
not
I
wrong.
don't think, yeah, Charlotte,
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
I know,
we
this
talked
is
about this
why I
last
hurt when I
episode.
say
There's,
my
like,
answer.
A million fish in the sea
Yeah.
and like blah blah blah. And,
I-
like,
yeah.
she's right.
I mean, like, obviously there are always situations where it's fine and like it works out.
Like in the movies.
Right, but I just think it's pretty rare and there are so many people out there. So I just think like use your time to like take that relationship, learn from it, and like try and find one that's better fitting for you. Like whether it doesn't have to be someone that like, oh, they fucked me over so I never want to talk to them again. Like both of you want to talk to them clearly, and I'm sure that happens to a lot of people. But it's like the relationship didn't work out for a reason. So like it's hard to imagine, but like there are plenty of other people out there who will be like a better fit for you. It's like, but you don't know until you
Yeah.
until you get there.
Yeah. Elena's like right about a lot of things.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Not always.
I would love to re-record this episode in like a couple of months, maybe a year, and
Yeah.
see if
Honestly,
honestly.
our
we need to
answers change.
We'll probably have to revisit this.
Oh yeah.
We'll
do
have
like
exes.
Because like right now, I think I'm thinking open-mindedly, and I may not think that way
yeah.
later.
We're both
later on.
We're both single currently.
Yes.
And Elena's not.
that's true.
So like I feel like I have different mindsets when I'm like in a relationship versus when I'm not.
That's fair.
But that's all I've got for you guys today.
I've got questions.
You have a game?
Oh my god, I need to go to bed.
What are your So is it it's questions, it's not a game.
It's fucked up questions this
Fucked
time.
up questions.
I'm ready.
Those are Char's favorite.
I love.
Are you sure you want to
fucked up
know these
questions.
answers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She wrote them.
You ready?
Fuck yeah. Okay. Number 1. What is the first thing you would do if you woke up the opposite sex?
Fuck. I would fuck.
I would pee.
Fuck someone with a vagina.
Right.
To see what it feels
What it
like on
feels
the
like.
other side.
You wouldn't want to do someone without a vagina?
Well, that could be next. But like I have a vagina.
get them
all done in one day. No, we'll just line them up. No, because I have a vagina, so I've always been interested in
I
what
agree.
it feels like.
No, that would definitely be like on my
To-do list?
Yeah, the top of the list.
Your checklist.
But like realistically, if I woke up, I would have to pee anyway, and I've always been very curious of what it would be like to pee as a man.
Would you like try and aim, or would you like let it happen? Would you like
I don't know. I'd like do
Would you
something
like-
different every time.
do a little dance? Do a little dance. Make a little love.
Right.
Get down.
Like try and pee in the shower and like let it go.
What would you do?
Oh, what would I do?
Yes, if you woke up with a penis.
I'd probably pee as well. I'd obviously fuck, but like I'd pee first.
Obviously.
The first thing would be the pee.
I think I would be aggressively confident in my aim and then
I
realize
agree.
that
And then
I have
hit-
no aim.
Hit everything.
I agree.
The whole
Be like, nah, he's got it.
Completely. No, guys, it's fine. You just use the litter box, and then you can't really miss.
Oh my god.
Go out of my way.
Echo is her cat.
Yes. Her big boy.
Okay.
All right.
What is your favorite go-to move for getting attention?
Attention.
That was the worst thing I've ever heard.
It's worse than anxiety.
Oh my god.
She's crying.
Attention from the opposite sex.
Emily.
You know what I do. It's what I do to get your attention.
Hey.
If we're like at a bar, like I'll definitely dance or like not like make a scene because that sounds weird, but like put on a little show.
Yeah.
Like, shake my booty a little bit, dance a little bit.
Whenever Emily starts dancing, I literally am just like, all right, where's guy? Where's
Or
it?
girl.
I've said it before. She
Or
like
girl.
there's a very obvious
Both.
shift, and lots of people do this, but there's a very obvious shift where it's like, okay, she's like kind of like
There's someone
showing
she's
off.
into.
Yeah, she's like trying,
I'm
like
a
it's like the
Leo.
laugh gets a little bit more like
loud.
and like exaggerated, and she like gets like she like touches them more.
And I like toss my hair.
Yeah, and it's
like
like, ugh, and then she dance. Yeah, I don't really know what I do. I just like talk to them and try and be funny.
you get like
and,
close.
yeah.
Like you like want to like talk to them a lot and like
I
hold
want to
their
like
attention.
bring them in, lure them in.
Come closer.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm a little bit less big about it than
Yeah.
Emily, but it's like the same general idea.
Yes. Lure them in.
Yes.
I go back into my shell.
No, what do you
Charlotte
actually
gets
do?
shy.
No, I get shy. Like, no joke.
Yeah.
I'll admit it.
Well, what do you do to get attention though? Because it's after you've become friends with them. So like, what did you do with your ex when you were like the feeling shifted? Like, what would you do to like get him to like?
I feel like you get like not teasy.
I was gonna say I play games.
Yeah.
But you like kind of like playfully like insult them
Yeah.
and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like you aim for like a little back and forth.
We'd always wrestle.
Did you just throw
There are
up?
so many weird sounds in this episode.
Anyway,
I get it though. A little physical
Yeah.
closeness.
I'm not gonna lie. I love wrestling though. That's
No,
kind
yeah.
of fun.
No, I used to do that with my ex.
Yeah.
And like my most recent ex. And
It's
that
like
was
play
fun.
fighting.
Because then it turns into
Ew.
sex.
Anyway, what age did you first inspect your body parts, and do you remember what you thought of them?
Yes.
That's what about the first part of the
Period.
question?
Yes, I do remember. Yes, I do remember.
Okay, can you elaborate?
There were so many other questions.
At the end, you need to put elaborate.
It was like probably like early, like very beginning of middle school, so like 5th, 6th grade ish. I don't remember the exact time. Like on the day of whatever,
On my 10th birthday,
on the 5th day,
I was allowed to look beneath my pantaloons to see what lie beneath.
Do I remember what I thought? I was like cool because like
Rad.
like I knew what it was like supposed to be and supposed to look like, but
Yeah.
I don't
You're like,
remember.
"That one's mine."
Yeah, I don't remember having any like super crazy thoughts like, oh, that's whatever. But
you weren't like
what is
right, like,
you were like pointing it out like
but it was just like, oh, cool.
cool.
Am?
Okay, well,
Am?
I in 5th grade I took a weekend.
Grade?
I took a weekend trip to a camp. A camp called Created by God, and it was a camp about sex. It was a sex camp for 5th graders.
Fifth graders.
And you could bring a parent of your choice, and they would teach you about sex and puberty, and like what sex looked like, and like what your vagina was, and like what happened down there, what a period was, what a tampon looked like. I don't know what they taught the boys because they taught them separately, but
They didn't teach you guys about.
their dicks, no.
Yeah, okay.
Should have.
They should have. I mean, it would have saved me a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was taught that. And so that's how I knew, like, what it looked like. And, like, my parents were kind of always open about, like, you know, like, make sure, like, if anything feels wrong or looks wrong, like, looks not normal for you, like, pay attention. So I don't remember the first time I looked, but I remember the first time I, like, looked and knew what was going on down there was 5th grade.
Right.
After that camp.
I learned about the human body in 7th grade in health class.
Uh-huh. What'd you think?
Was I eager to inspect them? No.
So
Why?
when did you look?
Yes, when did you look, Shar?
Silence.
Yeah? She's a little...
Like, I've never taken a mirror down there. But
Why not?
you
That's the
need to.
you have to. You can't see everything if you don't take a mirror down there.
How do you know if something's wrong?
Yes. She doesn't. Okay.
I'm kidding.
What's our
And the last one. Do you
Yes.
like talking or texting dirty?
I think they both have their place.
They have their place. Know your place.
They have their purpose.
I'm like I definitely like talking dirty during
Yeah.
sex. Texting dirty can be very helpful like when you're in a long distance relationship, but
Yeah,
I
for
was
sure.
introduced to it like way too young.
Mm-hmm.
And so it like left a bad taste in my mouth for a long time. But like it definitely helps, like especially if like you're gonna see the person later, then to kind of like
Mhm.
tease them throughout the day.
Yeah.
It like kind of amps up seeing them later.
It can be fun.
I actually like totally agree with.
One more time.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
Because I've always never liked either one, but it's because of the way that I was introduced to them.
Yeah.
100%. I
It
was
was,
just
like,
like
I felt very-
aggressively introduced
Yeah,
to them
and very
with, like,
pressured
Yeah.
too.
no control.
I was like dirty talking before I'd even had like years before I had sex.
Yeah.
And like
same.
I was like describing acts that I literally had never done, and it was because like this older guy like pressured me into responding.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like a lot of people did that, and like it doesn't, like my personal
Introduction?
like wasn't in like a pressured way. Like it was just with other people my age. It was definitely like early high school, so like I hadn't had sex yet, and I didn't really know what I was talking about. But like at that time, that was my way of like
Expressing that.
yeah,
Yeah. And I think it can be done in a healthy way.
yeah, for
But-
sure.
For
But-
me, it was not.
Yeah, I think texting is definitely helpful, like when you either can't do anything or for whatever reason, if it's like long distance or you just like don't feel comfortable doing those things yet, but you're okay like talking about them,
Yeah.
whatever. I've had phone sex like once or twice, and I used to be like very weirded out by it, but it happened very organically, so it was fine. Like, I feel like it'd be weird to call someone for the sole purpose of having phone sex with them.
I
Like,
mean, unless
that-
you're calling like a phone sex operator.
yeah, but
then
like, even that seems
that's a job.
weird. Like,
support sex work.
but like if you're just talking to someone on the phone and it like happens to lead to that, then like it is what it is, and
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I don't know that I would like jump at the chance to do it again though. Yeah.
I was at the end of your questions.
See.
See. Okay.
Woo! We're here.
Good job.
If you have questions,
Oh yes, for us.
DM, email.
Yes.
Have
I
any
don't know what the other platforms are. Just
fun stories.
Yeah.
send them to us.
Need
'Cause
advice?
I'd love to do like a monthly segment or something and call it like story time or something, and we can just read your emails and DMs and stuff about like what you guys went through or like advice you have, and like we can give you advice if you want it, or we can just like tell your story so
Yeah.
people know.
Yeah. If you think it's helpful.
If you think it's helpful or
entertaining.
hilarious, yes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening. Like always, you can find us on Instagram at Babes and Bad Decisions and on Twitter at BABD Podcast. And you can also email us at babesandbaddecisions@gmail.com. We do have a YouTube channel now, like we mentioned at the beginning. So if you'd like to watch some of the episodes that we video recorded, you can go over there. We'll also have all of the audio recordings uploaded over there if that's easier for you. Yeah, and I think that's about it.
Yeah.
So
and
do you have anything to leave us with?
I do. Exes in your future, it's more likely than you think.
Thanks for listening.
All right. Bye.